Hello, and welcome back to Talk Data to Me. I am your host, Shahana, and today we're going to do another Control Alt Dream. No more headlines, no AI news, and I'm not trying to figure out what crazy thing happened in the world this week. We've all been watching the headlines, right? We don't need another reminder. Again, this is just another conversation because I've been thinking about something. What if your life is changing before you can actually see it change? You ever have one of those seasons, right, where you know you're different, but your circumstances haven't caught up yet? Your mindset has changed, your standards have changed, the things you want have changed, the things you're willing to tolerate have definitely changed. But you look around and think, okay, so where is this new life I'm supposed to be getting? Because I'm not seeing it. Like, where is this at? And I think that's where a lot of people get discouraged. You know, we assume that because we can't see movement, nothing is moving. Now, that's not always the case, because there's an invisible part, right? Think about anything that grows. Let me put it like this. Before you see anything above ground, something has already been happening underneath the surface. Roots are forming, the foundation is being established. Things are becoming strong enough to survive, when things finally breaks through to the surface. And maybe some seasons of life, and they work like that. Now, maybe I know for a fact they work like that. Everybody wants breakthrough. But you know what's so interesting about breakthrough? Something has to break in order for something to get through. And oftentimes it's, a break in the way that we think, a break in the way that we process, a break in our perspective on a specific situation and circumstance. And once we take that stance, the change that we need happens. Nobody talks about the part before the breakthrough. You're doing the work and nothing seems to be happening. You're changing habits. You haven't gotten the full result yet, though. And when you're building something and nobody's paying attention, you're praying, the answer hasn't shown up. That's where things get uncomfortable, because I know I'm doing what's necessary. I know I'm putting in the work. I know I'm implementing the things that I would like to see, right? But you're not seeing those things. And so you're like, am I crazy? Did I miss something? Am I believing incorrectly? You have more than enough evidence of where you've been, right? And how things have been going. But you have very little evidence of where you're going. And you're somewhere in the middle part. And the middle can mess. It can definitely mess with you. And here's another instance. You may have already outgrown what it is that you're asking for too. Sometimes we're asking for confirmation that we're ready to move forward when our discomfort is the confirmation. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that you've already outgrown what you're asking for, but you're wanting confirmation. You're unhappy. That's more than enough confirmation. And I think that obviously emotions are not enough to just make certain decisions in life, but they are good indicators. They could indicate maybe the reason something doesn't fit anymore because it doesn't fit anymore. It's not supposed to. You don't have to hate your old life to outgrow it. And you don't have to hate people to realize you need different relationships. You don't have to hate your job to want something different. And you don't have to hate who you used to be to become somebody new. Growth, it doesn't always require a villain. Sometimes you just grew. And I think we have to give ourselves permission to acknowledge that. And I'm going to hold your hand while I'm saying this, because this is the other thing. Sometimes we're so impatient for something to happen that we keep checking to see whether it's working. Imagine planting something and every 3 days digging it back up. Anything yet? Put the dirt back. Some things need time. You made the decision, you're doing the work, you're learning, you're creating, you're changing. Now give it time to become something. You don't need evidence every 5 minutes that you're headed in the right direction. Sometimes you have to trust what you started and keep moving, which brings me to CTRL ALT DREAM. Now, this entire episode is a CTRL ALT DREAM, but within the CTRL ALT DREAM segment, we have a moment where I want you to visualize. And so this is that moment. Imagine yourself walking up a staircase. You can't see what's at the top. All you can see is the next step. And somebody tells you everything you've been asking for is up there. But there's a catch. Nobody can tell you how many steps there are. Would you keep climbing? Step after step after step, even without knowing when you're going to arrive? That's basically what we're doing in life. Like, we don't know exactly when things will change. We don't know which opportunity will be the opportunity. We don't know which conversation will be the open door. We don't know which idea will finally work. We don't know. Maybe we're not supposed to. Maybe we're only responsible for the next step. So if you're in one of those weird seasons right now where the old version of your life doesn't quite fit, but the new version hasn't fully arrived, don't panic. Don't run backwards just because backwards is familiar. You might be lost. You might be between seasons. Something new may already be loading. Your job is to keep becoming the person who will be ready when it arrives. Keep working, keep learning, keep creating, keep praying, keep moving, and don't dig up the damn seed. Let it lay, okay? Let it grow. That is today's CTRL ALT DREAM. If somebody came to your mind while you were listening to this, send this episode to them. Maybe they need the reminder too. And if you're currently somewhere between who you were and who you're becoming, welcome to the club. I want you to comment club, because we're all on a journey, right? We're all on a journey of becoming who we're meant to be every single day. We don't have all the answers, but we're still moving. I am Shahana. This is Talk Data to Me. Trust what's growing even when you can't see it yet. And keep talking data to me. Until next time. Peace.